Welcome, Helldivers. In this latest video, we're going to be covering this fabled or the anticipated major balance patch that us, the community, have been waiting for quite some time. It just released today on the 13th, again, right next to the latest war bond that released, as predicted. Now, in the balancing, it says, goal with stratagem balance changes this patch. That is their goal. With these balance changes, we wanted to buff up some of the weaker stratagems to make them more viable and add more possibility for variety in the loadouts. Thank you. Like I said in previous videos, the higher you go in difficulty, the more rigid playstyles are going to become. We also changed a few to make them more consistent, but the goal was to keep a similar or higher power level. We are looking into the stratagems more to see if there are any other stratagems that might need some buffs or changes to make them more viable. We also want to be better at explaining what our goals are with the changes. Please see the linked blog post for more information. Okay, let's get right into it. The Rocket Sentry. Okay, this thing needed some love. Decrease spread. Okay, I don't see how you would need to decrease spread on a rocket launcher sentry. Anyways, nevertheless, prioritize larger targets. It needed that because for some reason, I don't think anybody really noticed this, but brood commanders were being categorized as larger targets. So it will soak up a lot of the uptime for certain sentries or hell, even stratagems. So it's nice for them to actually prioritize larger targets like Bio Titans and chargers. Or if you're going over to the automatons, it would be a Bruce or just pretty much any of the other mechs. So I guess this is more geared towards Terminids. Increased target distance from 75 to 100 meters. Thank you. It needed to be that. It's a rocket launcher. Decrease rockets per salvo from 2 to 1 to get a better ammo economy. I have been thinking of this myself. I didn't think they would actually try this. I think that sentries shouldn't shoot in a salvo of 2 to 3 to better conserve ammo, because you may just need one round to drop a Bio Titan or a charger. It didn't need to dump like 2 extra bullets right behind it, wasting the uptime. Increased explosion radius from 1 to 4 meters. Decreased explosion armor penetration. So it's just one big light show. It's not going to stun anything. It's not going to add any more damage, push around enemies, nothing like that. It's just a big pretty light show, kind of slightly increasing your chances of having the game, what I want to say, crash on you. Explosion can no longer damage heavy armor enemies. The projectile still has an AP, has enough AP to damage heavily armored targets. So pretty much the projectile itself. Increase projectile damage from 2 to 300. Yeah, just the projectile. We already know it's just gonna do its thing. But it's nice to see a damage bump with the projectile for the rocket sentry. The MG43 just reduced cooldown from 180 seconds to 120 seconds. Cool, we can get faster uptime with the MG. Right now, it's just you got to kind of conserve ammo with it to keep it longer because of the long cooldown. Now that they're shortening the cooldown, it's a bit better. Now this is dealing with the MG43 Sentry. Oh, excuse me, the machine gun Sentry instead of the machine gun portable. Okay. So the machine gun Sentry, Gatling Sentry, rocket Sentry, the autocannon Sentry, mortar Sentry, the MS mortar Sentry, increased durability from 0 to 80%. I thought they personally already did that a few patches ago. Apparently, I guess that was a lie. The MG101 HMG emplacement, you people can rejoice. The rotation speed has been increased by 100%, so you can be much more on target and being able to react on time. Anti-personnel minefield, all it simply needed was more damage. It's getting 100 more damage from 250 to 350. Incendiary mines, I'm surprised it didn't get any type of benefit from any of the incendiary buffs in the past, which is just weird. But they're increasing it from 150 to 210. So let's see if that is enough to cook anything, really. The orbital Gatling, increased fire rate by 25%, increased rounds per salvo from 30 to 60. Increased armor penetration can damage heavy armored enemies. Decreased cooldown from 86 to 70 seconds. Now, when it says can damage heavily armored enemies, by how much? How effective is that going to be? Is it enough to? Is it quicker than the orbital laser? Because the orbital laser right now can only just cook a charger or a bow titan, and it could really just be stuck drilling one enemy at a time, and that wastes a lot of its uptime. So, is it just gonna damage them and cause a bleed out effect, which will be cool, or does it outright damage them and get them out of the way? We'll have to see. Orbital precision strike. Decrease cooldown from 100 seconds to 90 seconds. I think it should have been 75, like in the video I stated in what I stated in a video previously. It should just be 75. That way you can use it more. But 90 seconds, that's a good start. If they go to 80, 85, that'd be even better. Decrease spawn calling time from 4 seconds to 2 seconds. Thank goodness, because this thing coupled with complex stratagem plotting, orbital fluctuations, we looking at like 10 to 12 seconds, and you got to sit there and play the dance of death with a bow titan, which sucks because you can't stun it. You just got to sit there, dodge, and hope that the game doesn't spawn in a gang of whatever right behind you somewhere. So you can be much, much more effective. Oh, but they didn't increase the actual accuracy of the precision strike, because sometimes the precision strike won't be all that precise. It may even miss completely, either to the left or to the right. So that sucks. It sucks that they didn't address that. Orbital airburst strike, decreased cooldown from 120 to 100. It should have been like that in the beginning. It should be 90 or 95, because you only get I think the cooldown should have been 90, 95. That would have been really nice. Eagle 110 millimeter rocket pods. I low-key used the rocket pods. Let's see what they did. While these changes may look like a straight up nerf, when they say it like that, chances are it most likely is a low-key nerf. Like, how are you trying to help stratagems that are underperforming with just also hitting them with a nerf right behind a supposed buff? This is not the intention. Please see the blog post for more information. Okay, let's get into it. Improved targeting. Thank you. We definitely needed that. But the targeting was already pretty forgiving, even if an enemy stepped well outside of the activation range. But further improving it, that's a plus. Increased projectile armor penetration. Now does 100% damage to heavily armored enemies. Increased instead of 50%, which I'm just shocked because it shoots out a burst. And I think 246, I think you hit it with 6 rocket pods, 2 rows of 3, and somehow you only did a combined 50% damage, which is okay. All right. I think its armor penetration should have been 100 instead of 50. Well, hell, even 85 or 75. But 100% from 50, that's another plus. Okay, decreased projectile damage. What? Wait. Okay, all right. Decreased projectile damage from 600 to 250. So the actual projectile that you're hitting, you hit it with 6 of them in a focused spot, whether that be on a charger or a bow titan, will now only do a combined 250 damage from 600 to compensate to the improved targeting and the extra damage. That's not good compensation. That's really not. That's a hefty nerf to the projectiles. Hefty. So pretty much you're not gonna they wanted to keep it away from competing with the orbital rail cannon. They wanted to keep it away from that. Whereas you get 3 shots, you get 3 call times for the rocket pods. You get 1 and then a long cooldown for the rail cannon, orbital rail cannon. See, with this balance change, you're just going to be opening up the sunroof. You're not going to kill it. Don't bother wasting all of your rocket pods trying to take out a Bile Titan because you're not going to kill it, which is ridiculous. Well, you're just going to be wasting it. So it's better to just use one, crack open the sunroof, let in more damage, and just use something else. That's basically what this is, because that is a hefty nerf to the projectiles. Especially when you get a headshot. You should be rewarded when you get a headshot, but apparently when you get a headshot, it's just gonna keep going. Keeping Bile Titans ammo and stratagem dump. Eagle strafing run. Increased uses from 3 to 4. Cool. Increased armor penetration can now damage heavily armored enemies. But by how much though? You're not giving us a number on that. Is it just gonna get them out the way completely, or is it just gonna damage and cause a bleed out effect? I guess we just got to get in the game and see what happens. The grenade launcher increased explosion damage from 350 to 400, which is weird because you don't want explosions to really damage anything, but only certain weapons can do that. Like the grenade launcher. Okay. I wouldn't suggest using it against heavy armored enemies. MG206 heavy machine gun. The gun that people swear by, well, I'm not going to say everybody, but a niche community swear by using. Maybe I think it's just because they're bored and they've been using the same stuff for so long, they want to mix it up and then call themselves niche. Have at it. Let's get into it. Increase projectile damage from 1 to 150. Okay, cool. That's a thumbs up on that one. Increase projectile damage against durable body parts from 23 to 33%. Okay. Against durable body parts. What does that mean? You mean weak spots? Just say that. What is durable body parts? So is it armor penetrating? Can it penetrate heavy armor? Is it more useful against trash mobs? Is it more useful against brood commanders? Medium armor, heavy armor, light armor? What's going on? You can be much more surgical with it. Anyways, decreased fire rate. Oh man, can't have no real fun, huh? Even when you do try, we still can't have no good fun. Decreased fire rate from 450, 750, and 900 to 450, 600, and 750. Okay. I still recommend going with the lowest possible option to better conserve ammo, because you're not giving us extra ammo. You just 23% to 33% to more durable body parts. What does that mean? And it increased projectile damage from 100 to 150. Okay. Decreased reload time from 7 to 5 seconds. Okay, that's even better. Even better. Increased stagger strength. By how much though? I just want to know, because I don't think you should just gonna be out here just knocking around knocking around charges. I don't think you're just gonna be out there bullying enemies like that. Maybe it'll show like a nice little tail wag animation when you shoot a charger in the booty. Okay, that's about it. A Blast Scorcher can do that with ease. MG43, my favorite. Decrease the reload time from 4 to 3. I'm gonna be eating tonight with this. Increase max ammo of magazine from 3 to 4. Yes, indeed. Please believe me, I can't wait. MG43 machine gun, the MG43 machine gun Sentry, the G16 Gatling Sentry, and the XO45 Patriot exosuit Gatling. Increase projectile damage from 80 to 90. Increase projectile damage against durable body parts from 7% to 25%. This is about to be better than the heavy machine gun. Come on now. Oh yeah, MG43 mains, stand up, rejoice. We survived the nerfs. We survived, man. We are coming out on top. Hell, exosuit users, you can rejoice too. The AR-23. Oh, okay. Here we go. We got the primary weapons. We starting to get some of that. AR-23 Liberated M105 Stalwart. The AX/AR-23 Guard Dog. Increased projectile damage against durable body parts from 10% to 23%. Okay, you can be much more surgical. So you want to go for the legs, you can be much more efficient. You want to go for the weak spots, be much more efficient. Okay. AR-23C liberated concussive. Let's see. Increased projectile damage against durable body parts. Just say weak spots. Just say that. That's what we're looking for. You got these big glowing booties on BBL bugs and charges. Please. Is that going to be much more efficient from 23 to 35%? From 23% to 35%. Okay. Let's do that. BR-14 adjudicator. Oh, the adjudicator. Let's see. Increase magazine capacity from 25 to 30. I've been saying this. Increase projectile damage against durable body parts from 10. The fact that it only did 10% to body parts. What were you smoking on? To 20%. Thank you. Don't know how much that's going to be useful for, but we'll have to see. The AR-61 tenderizer. Increase projectile damage from 60 to 95. Good. Increase projectile damage against durable body parts from 10 to 17%. I guess because you're doing all that damage, you don't need all that much damage against the durable. I guess is overkill. And decreased ammo capacity. No one wants less ammo. Stop touching ammo. Nobody's asking you for that. You're touching ammo. No one asked you for that. No one is asking, hey, I think this gun got too much ammo. You might need to get rid of it. Like, come on. No one's asking for that. No one likes that. Decreased ammo capacity from 35 to 30. Decreased number of magazines from 10 to 8. Increased stagger strength. By how much, though? How much? Because you're not going to just be out here just straight knocking people around with the stagger strength. I think the weapon that has the most stagger is the Punisher, the base Punisher. And you're decreasing the number of magazines from 10 to 8. Wow. Just because you give us more damage, you're just going to have to nerf everything else, right? Okay. I'm still not going to use this tenderizer. The Plas 101 purifier. Okay, let's see. Increase projectile armor penetration to be the same as the explosion, but you're decreasing the explosion damage fall off. Okay, cool. Whoever wants to use a purifier and you're just going to have to... I don't know. I'm not interested. However, if you certain individuals like to that like using the purifier, that know something I don't, have at it. The explosive crossbow. Man, you crossbow people have been going through it. Let's see what they did. Increased the explosion armor penetration to be the same as the projectile. Increased explosion armor penetration to be the same as the projectile. Increased demolition strength. So I'm guessing that's a buff. Increased demolition strength. Can destroy bug holes and bifabricated buildings. Yay, that's a buff. Added medium penetration tag. So you can now penetrate medium armor enemies. Nice. The eruptor, y'all people went through it. Increased total damage from 420 to 570 damage per shot. I'm guessing that is really good. I'm guessing now you eruptor people won't have to struggle with defender bugs. I would hope so. I would really hope so. Or medium armor in general. The Diligence counter sniper. Increased projectile damage against durable body parts from 10 to 25%. Nice. We should have had increased to weak spot damages a long time ago. Some enemies have durable body parts that receive only a portion of base damage from projectiles. Even when it's a buff, it's a nerf, so it's not going to be everything. Updated. Okay, here's the other. Updated recoil stance modifiers. We made changes to the recoil stance modifiers to make them more consistent and also reward being prone more. Almost all of them will improve the recoil, and only two have been made worse, and only by 10%. What? So going prone will make things worse for only 2 things, but can you tell us what those 2 things are? See the blog post for more detailed description. Okay. Oh yes, removed operation modifier. AA defenses, reducing the stratagem slots by one. Thank you for removing that. That's so just trash. Yes, please look over them. We want to look over the operation modifiers in the future. Right now, there are too few of them which become repetitive, and the ones who have to do And the ones we have do not create variety or promote different play styles. For now, we remove this one because it only encourages the players to bring the best stratagems and does not promote variety. Thank you. Disable the retrieve essential personnel defend event missions. Oh, thank you. Because right now, the automatons were eating with that mission. They were getting dubs left and right, dunking on people. Just the amount of enemies dogpiling us, the bot drops landing literally in front of the damn door where the people had to get to. They were getting stomped out. Like, come on now. This is to give the mission the proper attention and care that it deserves, as it is now deemed not fun enough or performing as well as we want it to. Thank you. Super samples. Oh, hi, nice. Super samples now spawn on difficulty 6. The reason for this change is that we feel that their existence only on difficulty 7 plus force some players to play this game on a harder difficulty than they wanted to comfortably play on. We do, however, still want to get a gating of them, but a less punishing. So maybe you'll probably get like 3-4 super samples. The safe artillery stratagem is no longer blocked by stratagem jammers or ion storms. Nice, because it was on the ground. Okay. And is available after the mission timer ends and the destroyer leaves close orbit. Yeah, which was crazy. So it's like, oh, we're gone. And hey, safe people, turn that off. We're gone. I'm like, okay, it's sticking around. Thank you. However, will the call-in time be lesser? Probably not. Enemies in melee range of the gates and the evacuate high-value assets mission will now attack it more consistently. Okay. Added the ability to chat from in-game menus and mission loading screens. Nice, nice. Updated some first-person crosshairs to improve readability. I mean, I would like for the reticle to not just be a circle with a reticle at the same, with a traditional reticle at the same time, but that's just me. Invite only lobbies are now supported. Cool. New armor passive, peak physique. Plus 50% melee damage, plus 30% weapon ergonomics. So my guess is you'll be able to elbow enemies much more efficiently, unless you use the new knife, which is replacing your throwable. So, hey, take with that as you will. Use that at your own risk. Planets and hazards. Spike plant. The spike plant that appears on certain planets has been reworked. No longer causes bleed or stamina drain if hit by the plant explosion of spikes. Now pops 3 times, sending spikes everywhere, dealing increased damage. Okay, so we got to be careful for that. Fire tornadoes. And this is one of the few reasons why I hate fire planets. I really do. The atmosphere, the color, that heat that slows us down and drains the stamina quickly. I side eye heavy armor users that take this to these places. I just do. Fire tornadoes have had their behavior change. They should no longer feel like they actively respond to player movement and should move more randomly. Okay, so no more 2-3 fire tornadoes rolling in on the extraction site and kind of staying there. While fire tornado storm takes place, enemy vision is reduced, player vision is unaffected. Nice. Fire tornadoes being more random should result in more variance in situations players find themselves in. Tornadoes are significantly less likely to pile up and overlap on extraction points or objectives, and will generally be a bit easier to deal with. Tremors have had their spawning tweaked to be slightly more random. Okay, cool. Tremors have had their epicenter size and effect range increased. I think they're just giant worms that survived the war in the first Helldivers game. That's why we get tremors on certain planets. That's why you see the dead husks of the worms from the first game. But that's just me. I hope we do get boss fights or pop-up boss fights. That's just me. Or a boss fight mission that spawns on the planet somewhere. Visibility. A lot of planets have had their fog amounts tweaked. Thank you, because bug planets, it just, especially we were mostly getting night missions. If a Helldiver would solo queue and matchmake, it would just always nighttime, and it would just be fogged out. I don't know if the bugs were just doing whatever to just be doing all that constantly, but thank you for reducing that. Have had their fog amounts tweaked to be a bit less harsh and dense to provide less fatigue from constantly fighting on planets with bad visibility. We still intend there to be foggy planets with worse visibility, but the balance was a bit off. Artificial light sources have had their intensity rebalanced. Thank you, because I would just straight shoot those dang lamps. I would just shoot them, get them out of the way, because flashlights and light sources such as lamp posts were getting in the way. So I just shoot that or turn my flashlight off. Rebalanced and reduced across the board to fix situations of light, completely blinding the player. Thank you. Unexploded hell bombs. The unexploded malfunctioning hell bombs that can sometimes be found on planets will now explode immediately. Oh my goodness. If hit with strong explosions or heavy weaponry, they will still have the same delay if hit by small arms fire or weaker attacks. Okay, so, and sometimes you can't really even notice a hell bomb is like in the vicinity. So we got to be even more careful of how we place our strategies, certain stratagems. Oh, vegetation. Oh, the whole, oh, my thigh brushed up against a small plant. Nah, I had my movement reduced by like 50-70%, and I got to put my hand over my face, which is ridiculous. The vegetation that's large enough to slow the player now has an extra function. When inside the vegetation, Helldivers will be harder to detect, reducing their detection range by enemies. This effect stacks with other detection reducing effects such as nighttime, being crouched or prone, or things such as the scout armor passive. Nice. So you solo people that like to make these, clips, soloing missions and hide, you can hide it. You can be even more on your, Metal Gear Solid tip. Ion storms. Added additional VFX for ion storms. Okay. They're still going to be annoying. Oh, the acid effect on enemies, which turned out were counted as explosions, which was ridiculous. The acid effect applied by hunters, bug mines, etc., now allows you to sprint while under the effect and slows you by 30% instead of 50%. Nice. So it makes that modifier, that booster that we decide to take, even better. Duration has been increased from 3. So just because we can get a movement effect, a bump in a 20% bump in movement, we're just going to increase the, the slowed effect by, increase from 3 to 4 seconds. So it's going to be even longer. So it's like, all right, now the booster is now going to be slightly less valuable. Okay. That's a nerf to the booster as well. These changes are intended to make it less punishing for players to be slowed while fighting the Terminids. This allows us to use it in more places without making the experience very punishing. For example, less punishing for players to be slow while fighting the Terminids. This allows us to use it in more places without making the experience very punishing. I don't know, because you drop us down in places with Terminids on, and we're just getting, if you're playing on higher difficulties, we're going to see a ton of enemies that use acid. What are you saying? We don't get slowed by bile spewers. Bile spewer spit doesn't slow us. It just hurts us outright and kill us. It's the Bile Titans and the hunters that annoy the ever loving piss out of us Helldivers, since you spam them so much. An armored enemy balance. Okay. We have toned down the amount of heavily armored enemies like Bile Titans, chargers on high difficulties, and instead spawn more hordes of small enemies. Hunters. I don't care. They didn't say it. I don't care. Hunters. Instead spawn more hordes of small enemies. The difference should be quite noticeable, and the amount should be at least 30% less than before during bug breaches. We have also toned down slightly how many hulks that spawn for the automatons. Our intent is to ease up on the demand of anti-tank weapons, and by having more of the other enemies give a better incentive for the group to bring stratagems and weapons that take care of hordes. Hey, I already use an MG. I'm good. Patrols. Oh, you mean the kill teams that spawn in erratically and just hone in on your position, regardless. Patrol spawning is now back to how it worked before patch 1.00.3 with some slight tweaks so that the levels are less empty if you are far away from important locations with enemy presence. You have to see that. You have to test that out. Stunning. Medium and large sized enemies now don't get stunned as easily. This will not affect the stratagems that stun. Oh, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me read that again. Medium and large sized enemies now don't get stunned as Oh, you're nerfing the stun grenades. Okay. Well, what's the fun in all this? The medium and large sized enemies now don't get stunned as easily. This will not affect the stratagems that stun and will mostly just affect how easily the pummeler can stun larger enemies. The pummeler. The pummeler. What the hell is the pummeler? Hold on. So it's only affecting the pummeler. So you're nerfing the pummeler, but you're not touching the grenade and you're not touching stratagems that stun. Okay. The hell is the pummeler? Wow. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is a nerf to the latest SMG, the SMG 72 pummeler. Wow. Talk about a stun. The only thing that was fun to use on this pummeler. Oh, okay. Bile spewers and nursing spewers. Okay, let's see what we're talking about. Spewers will now get slowed if they lose their legs. Nice, but is it easier to destroy the legs? Does that count as durable body parts? Right. Spewer puke now applies the spewer puke now applies the acid effect. Do you not see how this is going to be very annoying? Bile spews never caused the acid effect. Now they're going to cause the acid effect. They think that just because you take the legs, oh, now we just ain't got the word. Now we can add in. This balancing is not that good. It's not. Matter of fact, bile spews did not need to get touched. But that's just me. Spewer puke can now only damage Helldivers up to 4 times per second. And the Helldiver cannot take damage multiple times from the same projectile. Huh? This reduced instances where you are instantly killed by it. Okay, so you're just changing it from vomit that can kill to vomit that can just hinder you every 4 times a second. Okay. But then again, you're gonna spam us. That's not gonna really mean all that much when you're just gonna spam us with a ton of bile spews like that. That's been happening since day one. Bile Titans. Okay, let's see. The Bile Titan's head is slightly less durable against weaker anti-tank weapons. Nice. It's not a large change. Okay, and will mostly matter for weapons like the railgun. Okay, what about the rocket pods? You can get a headshot with the rocket. Okay, whatever. The Bile Titan's puke can now only damage the Helldiver 4 times per second, and the Helldiver cannot take damage multiple times from the same projectile. The damage is still very deadly, so running through their puke is not recommended. Oh, you don't say. We're still not going to do that. Their puke now also has a bigger. The thing already had a ghost cone, so if it hits the ground and you're not nowhere near it, you're still gonna. So that's gonna be even more annoying. All right, a Charger Behemoth. Who cares? We bully those damn things. The Charger Behemoth is now joining the battle on high difficulties. It can now also take more damage than before. This enabled us to spawn fewer charges but still retain the difficulty. I doubt they're going to be an issue because we're just going to pop and eat at them. It's like Big Bro coming in at the worst possible time to try and back up, Baby Bro, the Charger. They going to get smacked up and get up out of here real quick. Okay, I'm going to still take my Scorcher and my stun grenades and blow us back out. Welcome to the party. Hulk Scorchers. The Hulk's flamethrower now does less damage and cannot damage Helldivers more than 4 times per second. Okay. Damage Helldivers more than 4 times per second. Okay, so same thing as, anything that spews acid or bile. Automaton tanks. Oh, the tank armor value on the front has been lowered. Spear users rejoice. Your weapon is becoming less useless just by a small smidge. Been lowered to be the same as the non-vent sections on the rear of the tank. The intent was initially that it was supposed to be more armored in the front, but the visual language did not show that. Visual language. The vents on the back of the tank turret still has the same armor value as before, but we'll check for explosion directions correctly now. The damage of exploding automaton jump packs has been decreased by Thank you. Thank you. Goodness gracious. I hated them, the jump troopers that run up on you and then you take it out and then its jetpack will just blow up and kill you outright. Okay. Thank you for fixing that. It will still set you on fire. That's not a problem. Introducing Galactic War. Introducing supply lines and origin of attacks. Supply lines were previously not shown on the Galactic War map to reduce clutter and improve readability. However, based on the feedback from our community, we have made an implementation showing them on the map. The solution tries to maintain the general readability while still exposing the system to players in game. You will now also be able to see which planet an attack is originating from, potentially allowing for the community to stop the attack at its source. Nice. We have also updated visuals in the sector and planet info pop-ups. Okay, fixes. Ooh, only fix I ever care about is the spear. And there it is. The FAF 14 spear targeting has been reworked and should now function much better. But let's see. However, it has lost the ability to target automaton spawners. What? Oh, you took away the only thing that was still giving it some type of fun use in taking out fabricated buildings. You took that away from us. Why? And let me keep reading. However, it has lost the ability to target automaton spawners. This is not intended and will be fixed in the future. Okay, fix it, please. You fix one thing to just unintentionally break something else. How long that's gonna take? 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, patches down the line. Has lost intense heat and extreme cold environmental modifiers will now affect the Quasar cannon's reload speed. It's already been doing that, but yeah, okay. And when show correctly in the HUD, okay. Reload speed on cold planets minus 2.5 seconds. Reload speed on high planets plus 2.5 seconds. The radar post that detects enemies on the minimap is now visible. Nice. Most of automaton's weapons have now gotten tighter limits to how much the projectile they shoot can deviate from its weapon's muzzle angle. What this means is that situations where Devastators shoot sideways and similar should be fixed. Okay. The weapons of the exosuit are now allowed small adjustments in the angle they fire their projectiles versus their muzzle angle. This should make their weapons much more accurate. Ballistic shield now collides with grenades. Okay. The unblock button should no longer disappear from the social menu. Black players can no longer join the blockers lobby through recent players. Nice. We don't like you. We don't like you. You not like us. Fix the bug where enemies killed, missions played, and missions completed stats would not be properly displayed in armor. Nice. Okay, so all I was really here for was that spear fix. I'm gonna have to check it out some more. Crash fixing. Okay. Even though I had just got a crash not too long ago, changing the FOV. So that's that. Okay. And that concludes this video. If you like the video, comment down below your thoughts. Leave a like, subscribe. I'm out.